Hi, welcome back to Sunnyside Homesteading. Today we're going to be making laundry detergent. I've found this recipe online, and I have been doing this for the last 4 years about, and it's really good. One 5-gallon bucket will literally last you an entire year, and it only costs about $10. So it's a huge money saver homemaking tip. So let's get started. So what I have here is I have a 5-gallon bucket, and inside there's still some left of the laundry detergent that I had, but I'm ready to go ahead and refill the bucket, so we're going to get started. So what you're going to need, of course, is a 5-gallon bucket. If you don't have a 5-gallon bucket, you can use whatever bucket that comes with a lid, that is airtight seal, just to keep the smells and everything and keep critters from getting in it. But anyway, anything with a lid will work fine. I know I've kept it in mason jars and given it as gifts. You can do whatever you want. And the cool thing about this laundry detergent is it is HE safe. So for any, high-end washers, it will not harm it at all. And you only need, this is a scooper that we use to dispense it that we got from an old laundry detergent. I've just thrown it in the bucket, but you literally only need a teaspoon of this per load. You do not need a lot of it at all. A teaspoon a load is all you need, and like I said, this will last you the entire year. So to get started, what you're going to need, because I'm using a 5-gallon bucket, I'm going to be going, a little heavier on my product. But if you're only doing like a couple mason jars or a 2-gallon bucket, you may not need all of this, but I'm just going to show you what I use to make a 5-gallon bucket. So what you're going to need, you can get all this from Walmart. Fells Naphtha soap bars. You're going to need, for a 5-gallon bucket, probably 2 of these. The Fells Naphtha bars, we're going to go ahead and grind them up. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So again, what you're going to need is you're going to need your odor blasters, and you can use any kind. It doesn't have to be any specific brand. Anyone will do. This was just what was on sale. You're going to need your OxiClean. Just a small tub of this will be fine. All right, so you're going to need your borax, and again, for a 5-gallon, I'm going to use this whole thing, but if you're only doing a half of this, you only need a half a box. You really only need to use the full box if you are going to make a full 5-gallon bucket. The next thing you're going to need is your super washing soda. This is from Arm & Hammer. You can, again, if you have another brand that you like, that's fine, but this is what they had on sale at Walmart. So altogether, between all the ingredients that we're going to be using today, you're looking at spending roughly $11 for everything, and that'll make a full 5-gallon bucket. And again, you only need a teaspoon of it per load. It is HE safe, so for about $11 a year, that's your laundry soap. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I have is the soap bar. This is what it looks like when it comes out of the package. So all I do is just take a cutting board, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this into sections that will fit inside of my my blender. And if you want to grate this with a grater, you can do that as well. You don't have to put it, in a blender, but this will wash out just fine, and it's not going to corrode my blades or anything like that. Okay, so we went ahead and we blended our bars of soap. So I'm going to take it out, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. You're going to have fine granules in there. It's just going to be all mixed up in there, but that's exactly the consistency you're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 5-gallon bucket, and I'm going to go ahead and just dump all of that up in there and get this out of my way. Okay, so again, because I already had some soap previously in there, what I'm going to do each step of the way is just kind of mix all of my ingredients together. It's easier to do it in stages than it is to try to mix it all up at one time. So we will just go ahead and do it in stages, and then we'll shake it real good at the end. That's the other perk about doing it in a 5-gallon bucket. It's not going to fill the full 5 gallons, But if you have a husband with strong arms like I do, he can shake up the barrel and mix it up for you so you don't have to stop and spin every time. So now we're going to take our OxyClean. Oh, this is where we got the scooper from. There you go. So we're going to dump the whole container of OxyClean up in there. And if you want to save these and repurpose them, I know, you know, we have a lot of repurposing videos coming up, but a good repurposing tip. Okay, so now that we have our OxyClean in the bucket, we're going to go ahead and add our Fresh Burst odor blasters. Again, these were from Arm & Hammer, but you can use any brand. So we're going to dump the whole thing in there. Okay, put that to the side. And then we're just going to mix everything up as we go along. And one thing that's good about doing this is it makes your whole house smell nice in the process. Those scent beads really smell good. Okay, so now we're going to take our Arm & Hammer super washing soda, and we're going to dump that in here. And again, mix it up a little bit as we go along. So this is what you should be looking like right about now. As you can see, the scent beads and everything are mixed in there. You're going to see the Fels Naphtha soap bars in here. So that's what you should look like right about now. The last thing we're going to add is the borax. And again, we're going to dump the whole box in there. And we're going to mix.
So this recipe is something that people have been doing for generations. This is not something that is just all of a sudden discovered. As a matter of fact, we rediscovered it. And, you know, it's been done probably in my grandparents' generation before they had stuff that you can just buy off the shelf. This is the type of stuff that they would get.
So right here is our finished product after we had Devin kindly shake up the 5-gallon bucket for us. This is what your finished product will be. And again, we just take our little scoop and we throw it in the bucket, and when we're ready to do a load, we fill it up. No more than that. And that's about a teaspoon, and we'll put that in the load. And again, HE safe, makes the laundry smell great. We've never had any issues with it. And like I said, for $11 a year and a 5-gallon bucket, you can't beat it. So if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave us a comment below. We love if you have, you know, homemade, you know, homesteading tips for homemade laundry detergent or any other cleaning products around the house. Feel free to leave us a comment. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well as Sunnyside Homesteading. And also, just a quick FYI, when you're doing this, the borax especially, it can be kind of cloudy in the air when you're mixing. So if you don't like, you know, the smell, you can definitely wear a face mask. But just to keep that in mind, when you are doing this, it is going to have a little bit of powdery residue when you're stirring. But that's why popping the lid on and shaking it kind of works best. But just note that. So until next time, you guys have an awesome day, and be sure to like and subscribe.